Coming up on City Span, making the list is nothing to be proud of. Trading up, Metro Police's newest crime-fighting tool.
Swearing in, local students pledge to learn and serve. And stacking up, Savannah's water is tops.
Stay tuned, City Span starts right now. Hello everyone, I'm Margaret Williams.
And I'm Brett Bell.
Welcome to City Span, your source for news and information about Savannah City Government.
You know, Margaret, we have top lists for just about everything, but here's one you don't want to be on. The top 100 most blighted properties in Savannah. It's an effort by the city's Property Maintenance Department to draw attention to and clean up Savannah's worst eyesores.
And this time around, the public was asked to nominate blighted properties for the list.
The list is out for the 100 most blighted properties. 100 stinkers across the city, selected by city staff and citizens alike. The range is broad, and the point is serious.
The 100 worst list serves several different functions. First, it helps us to raise awareness in the community over blight conditions. Secondly, it provides a benchmark with which we can measure our progress. And third, it's a means of communicating that progress to the public.
Pravat said the list gives everybody a stake in the process. And to make the process more accessible, the city has created an interactive listing of all the properties on the city's website.
What's different is the online component of our online map, which allows people to check in on the progress that the city's making on the list in an interactive way. If you go to savannahga.gov/blight, the map is there and you can click on each individual property. There's a photo of the property, a link to its property card, a description of its current state, and some information about what the city plans to do with the property, whether it's housing code violations that need to come into compliance or it's something as extreme as a full demolition.
The 100 worst list is part of the city's Blight to Bright campaign, an ongoing effort to raise public awareness and eliminate blight across the city. Last year, city staff responded to almost 14,000 violations, including exterior building violations, overgrown lots, and derelict vehicles. Citizens can report blight by calling 311. Reporting for City Span, I'm Jody Jenkins.
In Metro Police news, the city has upped its crime-fighting game with the purchase of 91 Chevy Caprices that started arriving last month. The new cars will be used to replace the aging fleet of Ford Crown Vics, a staple of police departments across the country until they were discontinued in 2011. City Span's Jody Jenkins did a ride-along with officers as they tested the cars and their driving skills on Hudson Island.
Out with the old, in with the new. 91 police pursuit Chevy Caprices. 6-cylinder dynamos with all the bells and whistles that are going to make policing a lot easier. At a total of almost $3 million. The price tag also includes 10 Chevy Tahoes for officers who need larger vehicles. Improved handling, enhanced safety features, and more comfortable cars for officers who typically spend 8 to 10 hours in a car each day.
Right here, a little of the outside.
This is a huge investment by the city and the county into the department, and it's a huge investment. It's a strong message that they're sending to our police officers. A very strong message of support and a message that, you know, we're here to give you the resources you need to do your job.
Taylor said that the old Crown Victorias were built around technologies from the early 1990s, and the aging fleet couldn't keep up with the demands of today's police force. But the new Caprices, chosen by the officers themselves, sport the latest technologies, including a stability control system that Taylor says will greatly reduce accidents.
It's a morale booster. You know, you talk to some of the officers around here who are getting cars today. There's getting somebody who's been driving some of these Crown Vics, and today they're getting behind the wheel and they're going to be assigned one of these cars. It's going to be their car from this day forward. No, it's huge for morale. It's also the impact on the community and all. The cars look good. It's something that the department can be proud of. It's something the community can be proud of.
Reporting for CitySpan, I'm Jody Jenkins.
Since mid-August and running through September 15th, the Savannah Chatham Recorders Court is offering an amnesty program. Individuals with past due citations that have failure to appear contempt fees can have those fees forgiven. Chief Recorders Court Judge Tammy Stokes explains how the program works and updates us on its success.
The amnesty program was started for two main reasons. One was to give citizens an opportunity to clear up old traffic citations. They can pay those fines, get their paperwork, to have their licenses reinstated. The second reason was for the court to collect old fines that were outstanding for an awfully long time. And of course that goes to the benefit of the city and the county. Primarily the amnesty program relates to traffic citations. The outstanding fines total around $7 million, and there are about 50,000 citations that are out there. We don't expect to recoup all of that, but any of that we can recoup is a benefit. Citizens can pay their fines without having to pay the contempt fees, and contempt fees are up to $100 per citation. So that can result in a lot of money. So far, there have been about $15,000 in contempt fees that have been forgiven, and about $7,000 in fines that have been collected. So that's a far cry less than the amount we expect is out there, but it's still money that comes into the city and the county that wouldn't otherwise be collected.
The amnesty program ends on September 15th. Citations cannot be rescheduled or paid via phone or internet. Interested parties must visit the Savannah Chatham Recorders Court Cashier's Office, located at 133 Montgomery Street, during the amnesty period, Monday through Fridays from 8:15 a.m. to 4:45 p.m., to pay their fines or reschedule a court appearance. For more information, contact the Savannah Chatham Recorders Court.
Since 2004, the Savannah Youth Council has been held up as a national model for providing young people with leadership opportunities and a chance to learn about government and engage citizenship.
On August 20th, in a ceremony at City Hall, 35 students from Chatham County became official members of the SYC class of 2015. Mayor Pro Tem Van Johnson administered the oath of service as proud family members looked on.
And that I will be a good role model for all middle school youth in the Savannah community.
Composed of a diverse group of 8th grade students, the Savannah Youth Council is a result of former Mayor Otis Johnson's vision and the commitment by Mayor Jackson and the current aldermen. It provides a support system that encourages young people to expand, develop, and grow toward a successful and productive future.
So I want to ask all of you, as you begin this journey for this year in the Savannah Youth Council, to think about being a representative of the city of Savannah.
So this is going to be a wonderful experience. It's been an experience where we will stretch them, we will test them, we will try their patience. We're going to try your patience. Because we know that if we're teaching leadership, leadership is sacrifice. Leadership is also responsibility.
Because we want to expose the young people to areas that they may never think of being involved in. So thank you for your time and allowing them to come and be in part. And I'm thanking you now because they're going to run you crazy. They're going to have you, we have to be here, we have to be there.
SYC provides our local 8th graders with leadership opportunities and knowledge of local government. Members work closely with the Savannah City Council and will have the opportunity to take educational trips to meet legislators at the state capitol in Atlanta, participate in the National League of Cities annual conference, and visit with officials on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. You can watch the entire swearing-in ceremony on the city's YouTube page, youtube.com/City of Savannah.
Coming up on CitySpan, a behind-the-scenes look at the city's efforts to prevent flooding.
And later, stitching together a business plan, how SBAC can help.
abandoned, forgotten, unable to move on their own, an eyesore, a nuisance, a threat to public safety, and against city ordinance. Derelict vehicles left on public property will be towed after 10 days and on private property after 30 days. Abandoned vehicles left on public property, including streets, will be towed after 5 days and on private property after 30 days. To report blight of any kind, call 311 or visit the city's website. Help move all of Savannah from blight to bright.
Welcome back to City Span. I'm Margaret Williams. It doesn't get any better than Savannah, water that is. A blind test by people who are paid to know good water found that Savannah topped all comers in the state in terms of taste. It's also the cheapest water in the state and among the cheapest in the country. But what makes our water so great? We went to the source to find out.
It's a complicated process. Take 35 million gallons of water a day from this to this. 365 days a year. And nobody does it better than Savannah. That, according to a blind taste test by professionals at the annual conference of the Georgia Association of Water Professionals. Savannah was ranked tops in taste.
To me, it speaks volumes about how we go above and beyond the bare minimum. Obviously, all utilities are required to meet the regulations, but then when you can when you can meet those regulations and then still have the best tasting water in the state, that speaks volumes about what our staff continually does. And I like to add the fact that, again, it has happened before and we're maintaining that standard.
The whole process begins by tapping water in a tributary of the Savannah River near Pooler, and then pumping it to the plant in Port Wentworth. There, it's chemically treated through a 5-step process, which causes particles in the water to sink to the bottom of the holding tanks. At each step of the way, the water clarifies, and the staff are constantly checking for particulate and purification. And what came in as murky water, 6 hours later looks a clear, cool shade of green.
At a reasonable price, that is another one. We have one of the lowest rates in the state. So when you put those two ideas together, you really think about the magnitude of, again, what we try to provide for our citizens, especially in Savannah. One of the lowest water rates, but also the best tasting drink of water.
Reporting for City Span, I'm Jody Jenkins.
Controlling stormwater runoff in Savannah is no easy task, especially during heavy rainfall events. It takes a system of some 390 miles of storm sewers, over 160 miles of drainage ditches and canals, and 5 detention ponds. But the high-tech key to Savannah's drainage system is a network of 7 stormwater pump stations. These stations use computer-controlled pumps to move stormwater from the streets to the canals and eventually out to the ocean. Stormwater Management's Ken Kelly recently gave City Span a tour of the Duran Avenue pump station to explain how it all works.
What it's designed to do in the Casey South Basin is drain the city and basically convey the water from the Casey Canal south to the next pump station, which is Montgomery Crossroad, and then into Hayner's Creek. It has 11 pumps. Each pump has a capacity of 78,000 gallons a minute for a total of 858,000 gallons a minute, with all 11 pumps running. It operates automatically. That includes the bar screen structure that is behind us that picks up trash and basically takes it out of the water as it comes into the station. And then the 11 pumps run automatically, and that's all based on water level. As water level increases, the water in the canal gets deeper, then more pumps will turn on. There's a computer in there that operates it, and the best thing to do is let the station run as it is designed, because if you go in and try, through human intervention to I guess manually circumvent what's in place, you can cause other problems. You can pump too much water downstream, which could inadvertently flood other residences and structures downstream. Sometimes controls don't react well to human intervention. If you start cutting and cutting pumps on and off, then you can cause the controls to go haywire. Now that's actually one of the pumps. That's 2 tons, 500 horsepower electric motor, 78,000 gallon a minute pump. That's about $250,000 you're looking at right there. Each tube's a pump. This is the discharge side, and then the channel beyond snakes its way down to Montgomery Crossroads, which is the ultimate discharge into Haynes Creek. What I'm trying to do is evacuate the channel. The problem with the street flooding is the water getting from, say, the neighborhood to the canal, not moving it down the canal. In 20 years, I've only seen all 11 of these pumps run 4 times. And that was during the major floods. And during those times, the 11th pump only ran for a couple of minutes before it dropped off.
The City of Savannah has spent nearly $250 million on drainage over the past 20 years, much of it from voter-approved Special Purpose Local Option Sales Tax, or SPLOST. Current projects underway or in the planning stages include Baldwin Park, which will focus on the area around Baldwin Circle just north of Victory Drive, improvements to the Bilbo Box, which will improve drainage in a wide area of downtown's east side, and the Habersham Village Drainage Project, which will improve drainage in the midtown areas of Habersham Street, Abercorn Street, and Paulson Street.
The Small Business Assistance Corporation provides business loans, counseling, training, and more to small business owners in Savannah and the Lowcountry. Each month on City Span, we highlight a local business that has benefited from those services. SBAC's Leandria Michael has more.
This month we're visiting Stitch, Savannah's design and alteration studio. Whether you need to replace a button on your favorite shirt or you want to customize your wardrobe, Stitch has you covered. Stitch opened in 2006, but when the original owner could no longer run the business, she decided to sell it to longtime employee Adrienne Kronberger. While Adrienne had the ability and the expertise to run the business, she needed assistance with the financing. That's where SBAC came in.
Stitch started back in 2006 by Eileen Roy, who was its previous owner. And in 2008, I graduated from college at SCAD. I studied costume design and performing arts, and basically didn't want to leave Savannah. I loved Savannah, and I found Stitch and started working for Eileen pretty much right after college, and was with her until about 2011 when she decided to retire, and saw an opportunity and didn't want to leave it. Loved being here and loved being in Savannah, so I went over to the SBAC and talked to Stephen George, who really helped me kind of get my whole plan together, kind of organize myself financially, and work out a business plan and try to figure out how I was going to be able to do this, because it all happened, I would say, within 30 days. It was a really quick decision on her part to head back up to Massachusetts. So I kind of had to quickly get organized, and they really helped me over there to just get all my ducks in a row so that I could keep the business moving, because it was already going. It wasn't that I was starting something new. We already had customers, we had, you know, work that had to be done, people who had appointments coming down the line, so it all had to keep going. And it was a really smooth transition considering, you know, the situation we were in. So I'm really happy they were there, and I would highly recommend them to other people either starting new businesses or people like me who, you know, need to take something over or have an opportunity they need to, you know, go after. Stitch basically is a business that does all alterations. We specialize in bridal. We do a lot of formal wear, Savannah being kind of the bridal capital of the South. So that's mainly what we do, but we also do everything from pant hems to sewing on a button, as well as custom. I have somebody that I found, her name is Mary Evelyn Gunn, and she's been working with me for about 3 years now, and she's kind of heading the custom, which is something new to Stitch, so we're making things from scratch, mainly women's wear. So that's kind of a really exciting thing, that the business is kind of growing in a new way. you know, but we still, of course, we'll still repair your jeans if you need them.
If you're in need of a loan for a new or existing small business, or you just want some advice, visit the Small Business Resource Center at 111 East Liberty Street, or check us out online at sbacsav.com. Reporting for the Small Business Assistance Corporation, I'm Leandra Michael.
From the Savannah Bells Ferry and the DOT Downtown Shuttle to environmentally friendly hybrid buses and a bike share program, Chatham Area Transit, or CAT, is an important piece of Savannah's transportation plan, providing a variety of options for residents and tourists alike. CAT's Patricia Hawkins has more.
Hi, I'm Patricia Hawkins with your monthly CAT update. Information is knowledge, and knowledge is power, and Chatham Area Transit is empowering its passengers by holding monthly public meetings. The idea came from one of our riders who suggested we hold regular meetings at the same time each month. So mark your calendars and plan to attend CAT's monthly meetings on the second Wednesday of each month. Staff will be on hand to provide updates and information, and it's also an opportunity for you to share your ideas and suggestions for service. In other CAT news, CAT Freedom, our wheelchair accessible taxi program, is being restructured with a new contractor. Yellow Cab has been selected through the RFP process to operate the CAT Freedom program. Through this 24-hour metered service, CAT Freedom helps increase mobility options and removes the barriers that prevent riders from moving freely within the county. And finally, on this month's update, a reminder to our passengers that the minor adjustments in service that we've been discussing for the past few months will take effect on Monday, October the 6th. For more information about these changes and the CAT Freedom program, as well as our monthly public meetings, please visit our website at www.catchacat.org or like us on Facebook. Until next time, I'm Patricia Hawkins, and as always, thank you for catching a cat.
Each month on City Span, we team up with the folks at Bank on Savannah, an initiative of Step Up Savannah, to provide you with easy tips to help you make the most of your money. With more, here's Richard Reed from Consumer Credit Counseling Service of Savannah.
Credit cards are 30-day interest-free loans. When you receive a bill, it shows the full amount you've charged and requests a small minimum payment. But instead of paying just the minimum due, try to pay off the full balance on time every month. That way you avoid paying costly interest and fees. Even if you find yourself in a situation where you can't pay the full balance, always try to pay more than the minimum amount due. Credit card companies calculate the monthly payment as a percentage of your outstanding balance. That percentage, the minimum payment due, only covers slightly more than the interest rate they are charging on your balance. If you only make the minimum payment, it'll take you much longer to pay off your debt. So make as large a payment as you can afford. You might even consider reducing your spending in other areas to focus on paying off your credit card debt. When times are tough and money is tight, you can't always afford to pay the full balance. And that's okay as long as you avoid making it the norm. If you find yourself not able to pay the full balance, stop using your card until you can. And get into the habit of sending a little more each month than what is due. If you're required to pay $25, try sending in $40. Then see if you can afford to send even more the next month. While it may not seem to make much of a difference initially, it will pay off over time. You'll be able to pay off your credit card bill quicker and save money on interest charges. One way to make larger payments each month is to cut back on your total spending. Conserving some cash, even just for a few months, and using it to make larger credit card payments can make a difference. It may even develop into a good savings habit. It might mean going without extras like new clothes or dining out for a while, but you'll sleep easier at night knowing you'll soon be debt-free. Credit cards can be a useful financial tool if used wisely and in moderation. If you find yourself struggling with credit card debt, call Consumer Credit Counseling Service of Savannah at 912-691-2227 or visit our website. Until next time, I'm Richard Reeve, and you can bank on this.
Still to come on City Span, Playing Through. A Savannah landmark gets a major improvement.
And later, Chillin' for a Cause. Her Honor takes the challenge. Welcome back to City Span. I'm Brett Bell. If you've driven along the Truman Parkway lately, you may have noticed a Savannah landmark is getting a makeover. Work is underway to return the Bacon Park Golf Course to its original 1926 splendor. While work continues on the back nine, the first 9 holes should be open for business in October. City Span's Jody Jenkins has more.
As in any new relationship, you want to show your best side. So when the makeover at Bacon Park got underway, the folks at O.C. Welch Golf Properties, which is now running the park for the city, decided to pull up the blinds to let the world see in a bit. By clearing out the heavy undergrowth and thinning some of the trees that block the view of the course from the Truman. And it's been a good public relations move.
You know, we've gotten calls, in the last 100 days that people didn't even know there was a golf course here. Now they can see it.
And they can see all the work that's been going on in an effort to revitalize a city golf course that had gone downhill over the years, but now is well on the road to recovery. Aside from clearing out the undergrowth and planting new trees, Welch Property has been installing a new irrigation system and pump house and has been reseeding and repairing the course. The original front 9 of the Donald Ross course is completely grassed in, and they're about halfway through the 8-week growing process.
Overall, the project has turned out fantastic. We're taking the golf course back to the 1926 design as far as greens and tees, as much length as we can take it back to, obviously, because number 3 used to be in the Truman and now it's moved in. So there are things that we can't take back to the 26 design, but saying that the majority of the golf course, when we're done with it, and even the portion that we have done now, will be all Donald Ross original.
Which means it will be reduced from its current 27 holes down to 18. But no one's complaining. There are improvements that everyone agrees were long overdue.
I would like to make a motion that we approve the recommended approval of the Bacon Park Golf Management Services to O.C. Welch Golf Properties Incorporated.
Second. Welch was awarded the contract to manage the property in late 2013. The city owns the course, but Welch pays out of pocket for the renovations and retains the profits. Welch, who golfed Bacon Park as a boy, calls the renovation a labor of love.
We love it, and I'm looking forward to, getting it going like it should be. Thank you very much.
Reporting for City Span, I'm Jody Jenkins.
Get those picnic baskets ready. It's almost time for one of Savannah's most beloved traditions. Presented by the city and Parkers, Picnic in the Park takes place on Sunday, October 5th in Forsyth Park. The theme for this year's legendary picnic contest is Fly Me to the Moon. The romantic song was made famous by cabaret singer Maybelle Mercer and later by Johnny Mathis. Picnickers are encouraged to design an imaginative picnic spread, embracing a night of romance and love in Savannah's beautiful city park. Those who enter their spread in the picnic contest will be eligible to win a variety of prizes presented by the picnic contest host, Parkers. The event is free and open to the public. For more information, please contact the city's Cultural Affairs Department at 651-6417 or visit the city website, savannahga.gov.
And finally on City Span, in August, 9-year-old Sheridan Broker, daughter of city employee Susan Broker, threw down the gauntlet to Mayor Edna Jackson. She called the mayor out to join the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge to raise money for Lou Gehrig's disease, which took the life of Sheridan's cousin. And the mayor responded on Johnson Square with a gathering of firemen as witnesses.
I'm challenging Mayor Jackson, Susie Smith, and Ada Broker.
Okay. Are y'all ready? All right, come on, cheer me on. All right, 1, 2, 3. Oh, Lord.
More than 3 million people have responded to the Ice Bucket Challenge around the globe, bringing in an estimated $100 million by the end of August. ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, affects nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord and often leads to total paralysis. The funds will be used for research and to support those suffering from the disease. You know, Margaret, this is all great fun, but it's good to remind everyone that it's actually for a wonderful cause and it's raising a ton of money out there.
It is, and I'm glad the mayor took on the challenge and that she had firefighters to support her.
I know, you're married to a firefighter.
I am, and they're the greatest servants in the community, and we appreciate all they do.
Yep, and they know their way around a bucket of water.
Absolutely, so she was absolutely safe with that bucket of water. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of City Span.
Don't forget, for the latest news and information about the City of Savannah, keep it tuned to SGTV, visit our website at savannahga.gov, or follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
Until next time, I'm Margaret Williams.
And I'm Brett Bell.
Thanks for watching, and thanks for making Savannah your home.